Well, I just got out of the lawyer's office and got it right here. It's basically just the signing documents and stuff. The seller will have to come in next week. They're out of town right now. So I came in on the scheduled closing date, the original scheduled closing date. There's a whole story to that. But anyway, I came in, went ahead and signed my part. They're going to come in next week, sign their part, and then I should be getting the deed in the mail. Money's been wired. So everything's good to go, supposedly. Well, it's been a little while, but we are back at the new property here. And like I showed in the previous clip, I signed my papers. It's been about a week, just over a week and a day, to be obnoxiously specific, since I did that. And supposedly, yesterday the seller finally came back and was able to sign their end. Still waiting for confirmation from the lawyer so I can feel more at ease about it, but according to the realtor, she came and signed her in, so we're good to go. And like, short of, you know, the confirmation not happening, or, you know, needing to get the deed in the mail, then we own this now. Honestly, I haven't really been feeling well for a good little while here, so hopefully something that'll give me some activity, physical activity, and things to do outside, away from the ever shrinking walls of the apartment. So basically what I've been focused on for a while now is how I'm gonna try to do the driveway here. Seeing as how things have worked out with the other property, I've been a bit discouraged, or lack of self-assuredness in my theories and ability to do such things. But this is a much more doable area, at least I hope so. And anyway, if you recall, you know, my intention was to go here and like do an angled driveway. But the more I look at it, I'm kind of wondering if it'd be better just to come straight in here from the road and just like dig this out somewhere starting around here and sloping in, maybe adding some material. I'm not sure. Won't really know until you see what you're getting out of what you dig out here, because there's a fairly good hump of dirt here, so I don't know if it'll be enough to get you down there or not, but I expect to have to get dirt, or at least gravel, brought in. But anyway, I was just kind of wondering if it's possible to dig this down into a slope here and then come up, and there's a few little trees right there. It's kind of contrasty, I don't know if you can see it, but maybe take out those few trees and kind of have this where you go straight down and maybe curve into here and park, and then there's that little kind of bare section in there, especially if we get rid of those trees, and then you could kind of pull in here and then back up and then come back out this way. It seems like the most forgiving slope. So we were just over there behind the Jeep, and if you come back over this way, this is another area I've looked at with the consideration of being a potential location for a driveway. Again, it doesn't show up that well on camera, but there's a bit of a slope here. It's a very narrow slope, so it doesn't really matter. It kind of drops off here where these trees are. There's a good bit of room there where this could potentially be an area, especially if it was all sloped like this bit right here. Unfortunately, that's not the case. But anyway, this is another area that I considered, but I think, you know, in comparison, the other one is actually the better one to go with. A bit more forgiving in its layout, and especially because this kind of has seemingly a bit more of a slope once you get down in there. So I think in terms of like where you end up when you're on the property, it's probably not as ideal. Unfortunately, see, we were just right down over there. This is the property adjacent. If you can see my marker there, this is like a washout for water, I guess, and this is actually very gently sloped, especially if you go up a little bit further this way, closer to the next property over. And this almost like lends itself to a driveway. It's not sloped very much at all, but it's right outside of our perimeter, unfortunately. So no luck there. So back over here at our main spot, if you recall, way before, I noticed this big pile of what I assume is mostly gravel. And it's, you know, there's a buildup on the edges of the road here regardless, but this is kind of like particularly big, a particularly large mound, and I don't know if it was gravel that was pushed up from, you know, road maintenance, or, you know, apparently there was a backhoe or something in here to do that soil test, and I assume this is where they came in with it, and I wonder if, you know, they dug up stuff and then just piled it there. I don't know. Maybe they didn't come in this way, but anyway, I have been kind of wondering if this is usable material. Would it be a problem to dig some of that off to use it in this project? I don't know. I don't want to do anything wrong or mess up the integrity of the road here, so I'm hesitant to assume that would be okay to do. Maybe it wouldn't even be desirable due to how much growth is in it and everything anyway. Well, there isn't much else I can do today. I was just wanted to kind of come out here and get a look at it and, you know, get a feel for things of how I might want to get started. Assuming we get that confirmation in and everything's good to go, then I'm hoping to get started on this pretty soon, if weather permits. We're supposed to be getting some rain on and off for the next week or something, but we'll see how that goes. But hopefully we'll be on our way soon. Well, guess where we are. It's been a few days. It rained a little bit, but today it's been okay, so I decided to come out, and we did get confirmation from the lawyer's office that I am good to kick dirt, as they put it. So we're at the property, and basically what I'm mainly probably going to be doing today is focusing on some cleanup, because we got all this like down debris here and got to clear it out of the way. And I might try to do some like string lines to see if I can figure out what the angle of the driveway could be. I'm trying to kind of take it slow here. I want to try to plan it out the best I can to avoid any pitfalls like we ran into with the other property. But I haven't been feeling that well lately. I have a lot of like tension in my shoulders and back and neck and everything, and I don't sleep well. So my brain's operating at probably like half capacity. So, you know, it won't be that surprising if I make a mistake. It's better than sitting around doing nothing. So let's get to it. It's not perfect, but we can see a little bit better what we're working with. And what I've got here is this little string. I actually bought this way back a while ago when we were working on the other property with a level for like a string line and a level. And I'm just going to use it in this case to tie up at the top over here and see what kind of slope we get with the string. It's going to be a little bit difficult because it's not dug out up there the way I would want it to be, so I'm going to have to kind of, you know, be even more approximate, but we'll see what kind of slope it looks like it will give us. Seems like maybe we could dig this out to about here. Maybe. Well, we're definitely not, 100% accurate all the way down to the ground there, but I think it gives us a fairly decent estimate if I could bring it down to where I would like to. That doesn't look too horribly steep, does it? I don't know how well you can pick it up on camera. It's right in here. You can probably see that. You could come in here and then maybe like curve in this way to, add a little bit more to it. So maybe that would make it a little less scary to tackle this, knowing that you can just kind of expand out. I don't think this is as steep as some of the driveways I've seen around here, so anyway, maybe that's not too bad, especially like I said, I could curve it in and come in this way so that it's not as steep as that line would suggest. I really think the lighting's not good here. It's kind of really making me dark and silhouetted, but I don't feel like dealing with it today, so poor video quality, low quality vlog. That's what we're all about here anyway, isn't it? Got to stay on brand. The next thing I have to do is, I'm assuming, kind of what I said before, is starting it right over there by that rock, little path that I've been taking in and out. Basically starting it there and coming over here about, let's say 9 feet, at least to begin with. I'm pretty sure that's like the average driveway width. Could probably go thinner than that, but we could maybe use the dirt, so we'll go 9 feet and then go from there as to how wide it is once we can see what that actually looks like. And then the question is when to start digging. Like, is there anything I need to do that I am forgetting and whatever? Like, how fast should I rush into it? I mean, I could definitely clear out this top hump, I guess, so maybe that would be a good place to start without doing anything irrevocably damaging. But yeah, first we gotta measure this. See if we can anchor our tape. It's not gonna be perfect because of this hump. Let's try it like there. There's our first mark. We come all the way over here, and there's the second mark. Yeah, we just start mining out this hump and be getting on our way, I guess. I don't know. What I'm trying to do here, I don't know. Can't see. I think the rock is in the view. Somewhere right around here is where it starts to level out. So I figured this in general is probably where you want to come and be the peak of the drive here. So that's kind of what I'm aiming for. So let's see how it goes. It's very soft. Roots. Oh well, I guess you can stay there. Alright, I don't know if it looks like much on camera, but this is where we're at. I went ahead and tilled up the top here with the mattock. As you can see, I went and got the square head shovel out, and because I found that over here, once it's all loose and this soil is pretty soft right now, that I can just kind of scrape the shovel across the ground, and it gives me a much cleaner and a little bit more deliberate strokes, so I can make sure that I'm following in line with the slope that I want. This can probably be dug out a little bit more here, but we'll see as we go. I don't want to start making chunks before I know how things are going, but this is where we're at. So I'm just going to take the shovel and do the little thing I've been doing and see what kind of look we can get. think it might be starting to rain. Well, the rain is here. It feels pretty good, to be honest. Well, I don't think the rain is going to permit me to continue today, even if it stops, which according to the weather report it should before dark. It's going to be so wet now, I don't know if I'll really be able to do anything with it, so I'm probably just going to have to call it a day. I guess we'll get to see how the dirt holds up under a heavy rain, how much runoff we get. Hopefully it won't be too bad, and maybe I'll be able to come back tomorrow or the next day. We'll see, and keep going with this. But until then, thanks for joining me for another exciting beginning to another exciting adventure or something like that. So far, in terms of like driveway by hand stuff, I'm feeling better about this one than the first property. Just by like being able to see the progress more immediately, and hopefully having a better idea of what the slope is going to be, and it seems much more tangible. So I don't know, we'll see. My damn AC doesn't work, so I cannot defrost the windshield. Opening the windows is hard because it's raining hard, and there was a bit of hail, so this is obnoxious. So it turned out I didn't have the fan on, so that may have been why I couldn't defrost the windshield. That's a little pro tip for anyone who wants to use the defrost in their car. Make sure that the fan is on. Well, we made it home safely, and that was pretty interesting. Now, I would go ahead and say that it's because, like I said earlier in the video, I have half a brain working today, and that's why I didn't think to turn the fan on to get the defroster going, and boy was I angry. I was trying to drive, and I was cursing and screaming, cursing the car. And turned out to be my fault. And like I said, as much as I would like to say it's because I am like half functioning today, I probably would have done it even if that wasn't the case, so I guess that's on me. But I just want to let everyone know I made it home safely, because even though you're watching the video, meaning I made it back and was able to edit the footage and upload it, you're only thinking in terms of what you see in the video. So it's like, did he make it? And I did, so far. I haven't made it into the apartment yet, so cross our fingers, I will make it back home.